Hello? Hello? Are we at 69 likes yet? We're not at 69 likes yet.
Have we made it to, whoa, that's not right. There we go. Have we made it to real life?
Chat. Good evening.
Are you and I real tonight, or are we AI?
I am Chat GPT. I'm Chat Joel PT.
Okay. Are you, what are 5 good subjects related to MTG's Universes Beyond Lord of the Rings stream?
Thank you for asking that
crossover
question.
Product.
Some interesting and controversial topics across the internet related to Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle-earth, Tales of Middle-earth, Magic the Gathering Universes Beyond include box toppers, major reprints happening in single cards, packs that'll be in boxes, box price FOMO, and the ever-increasing bounties on the one-of-one ring.
Oh my God.
The top commander cards from the set itself. And you know what, Jake? I think at the end, to increase community interaction, you should have a Patreon giveaway and give away 2 $40 gift cards to Patreon.
All right, cool. We're going to do a little Patreon action tonight. We do that once per month as a thank you to patrons. That's not what the Patreon is about, but that's just a little bit of a give back.
Oh, yeah. And you know what?
Dude.
If we get 10 people to sign up for the Patreon tonight, we'll throw in another $40 gift card. 10 people, any level. If you've been thinking about it, you can enter to win one of 3 gift cards tonight if we get 10 people to join the Patreon by the time we do that at the end of the stream.
You didn't even talk to me about this. All right. No, this is good. I'm in with it. I like that.
There's a link up at the top of the chat if you want to join the Patreon and enter into the $40 giveaway. We got 3 TCG player gift cards going out tonight. If we get 10 new members on Patreon, regardless, we're giving away 2 $40 gift cards. Make sure you've hit that like button. And Jake, we got to get into some of this.
Headhunter Racing has a $20 offer, open offer on the One Ring.
Oh, what? Not bad. You know what? I'll offer 22.
I'll offer 23. Let's see where this goes.
23 and 1 penny.
Yeah, there's a lot to get into here because there's like things that I want to talk about that we can't even talk about. There's like a lot going on as far as this One Ring right now. There are some pretty crazy offers. Make sure to check. Well, actually, I'll just text you later, Joel, about some other stuff.
Sure.
But yeah, dude. This is going to be a really weird, wild time for MTG. I think everybody needs to watch Rudy's video from yesterday. He brings up some really good points about how he feels like everybody's just kind of like, he used this really fun way of describing it. He's like, everybody's pulling out their washer and dryer and they're all comparing who's got the biggest washer and dryer right now as far as who's gonna give the most for the ring. Yeah, this video is honestly it's really good. You know, it's just classic Rudy. There's nothing like really different about it. It's just him giving his honest thoughts on it. And today we see David Adams, a day later announces, boom, $1 million ring. If you pull it, we're giving you $1 million, just shattering Cassius's offer by $500,000. So it's like, oh, well, why am I going to go over there and crack packs if I can go over here? And yeah, we're in a weird, wild time of MTG. It's like, I was saying in a private text earlier today, I was like, just wait until they do a master set, and every mythic in that set has a 1-of-1 alternate art serialized version. Say it's 15 mythics in the set.
We're a year away.
15 mythics in the set. You got the Mana Crypt in there, 1-of-1 variant. You got the doubling season 1-of-1 variant. You got the crappy expedition map 1-of-1 variant, but no one gives a shit because, dude, it's a 1-of-1. it's a 1/1 expedition map. And so, yeah, I mean, I think it's right around the corner. And so this is really cool, but I think it is a good calculated thing. It's like, we're going to make the one ring. There was only one ring in Lord of the Rings. We've got a multi-platform or a multi-IP thing going on with MTG and Lord of the Rings. But I think when they really make it like notable MTG cards, you're going to have a lot of people come out of the woodwork. So yeah, dude, I mean, it's a wild product. Box prices are high. It's pretty crazy.
I agree.
Yeah.
All hail Sushi Yum Yums, Stream Monarch, grabbing the Stream Monarch, sitting in the throne for $5. Thank you for the super chat there, Sushi.
Thank you, Sushi Yum Yums.
Let's take a look at this. This is the wrong thing. This is for later.
How's your day been today? Oh, cheers from Thailand. What's up, Dylan? I hope you're enjoying your time, eating some good food, enjoying the space.
My day's been good. I've been enjoying following this on Twitter, man. It all started here. Well, it all started with, I believe, $100,000 offer from a bigger store, and that was just
or okay, yeah. I'm just gonna listen to you. I'm sorry. I'm not interrupting. I'm so sorry. I didn't follow any of this. I didn't follow any of this. So.
It was 100,000 is where this all started. Big public offer.
Okay.
I think a lot of people had this idea of 500 in their mind, but I had never seen that any written down anywhere. We've heard some rumors. Jake and I have heard some rumors.
MTG Finance stuff or something. Yeah.
Jake and I have heard some rumors. Jake and I know some people who have tossed around the idea, but nothing official was ever said. Cassius Marsh comes out 12:55 a.m. June 26th. Says, I want that ring.
You mean June 6th?
What did I say?
26th, which would be 20 days from now.
It was definitely the 6th.
It was definitely the 6th. Okay. Yeah.
$500,000 offer right out in the open.
Wow. Wowzer. Combined
it with this video.
Oh, let's see this. I haven't seen this.
Yeah, I need to share the right thing for you. Give me a second.
A lot of chitter chatter about my bounty being too small, being not enough. Well, here's a new bounty. $500,000 for the one ring, the one ring. You can find me any day, anytime here at our Frank & Sons booth. $500,000 for the ring. I want it.
Okay.
Straight up.
That's all right. That's $500,000
with I need the precious right there.
And I know it's hindsight because we know there's a $1 million offer out there, but I already feel like, that was kind of low, Well, so it's like,
I mean, this is where Cassius started. So we take a step back. We had the 100,000. Sure. It was just his 500,000 is really where the world caught on fire.
Yeah.
Cassius Marsh on June 5th, the day before, beating whatever the most public offer was of 100. With this
I am putting $150,000 bounty on the one ring. If you secure the card, I will fly you out to California, show you a good time, and most of all, make sure you get paid.
What do you think show you a good time means?
I think I was going to say, I think that is going to eat sushi at the sushi.
The
over
sushi
in Van Nuys.
In Van Nuys?
Yeah.
That's our favorite hole in the wall sushi place there in the valley.
Perfect little sushi place. That's where I would go. And then I would be like, I guess let's just go get a couple beers and then call it a night around 11.
Yeah, that sounds like a good time with Cassius Marsh. I wish he had been like, I will personally get you a starting position on an NFL team.
Yo, can we just improvise this really quick?
Yeah, I imagine it turning into I think you should leave sketch, and he just makes more and more ridiculous offers until he's crying.
All right, in this situation, I am going to be Cassius Marsh, and you're going to be my wife, and I'm letting you know that I want to up my offer to $500K. Okay. You don't know this yet.
Okay, sounds good. Oh wow,
All right,
babe!
are you ready?
Babe, that TikTok of you with the 150, that thing is getting so
Yep.
much attention. That's so fun.
Well, yeah, it is, and this has been really fun. And you remember how I told you that I was gonna be, like kind of like saving money for like maybe like a big thing in the future, like we had talked
well,
about.
we
like,
just put that down payment on that house in Italy. I'm really excited about going and signing the papers on that tomorrow.
And we had talked about getting a boat, and just like,
I mean, we picked one out, Cash. We picked one out.
right. So here's like the ring. And let me just explain this because it's different than any other Magic card.
You're proposing right now? A ring.
No,
wait, what did you say?
The one of one ring for, hold on. Okay, this is not football or family related. This is about Magic the Gathering.
Okay.
So the one of one ring, the $150,000 offer, you remember?
Yeah. Did somebody find it already?
No. Well, everybody really wants it, but I really want it, and I'm thinking that because I have that extra money set aside, that $500,000 would probably be a really fair price for the ring, and then at some point it's easily going to be worth $1 million. So I think $500,000 right now. You remember when I got in on those Amano Lilianas early and they were $500 out the gate, and you were like, you probably shouldn't buy those, but I was like, I'm going to buy them for $500 a piece, the pre-release ones. And now they're worth like $4,000 a piece. And I was able to 8x my money. So I'm thinking with the ring, I'm going to offer $500K on social media.
I'm leaving you.
This is going to be a really good thing for us, baby.
It's over.
Trust me. It's a really good thing.
This is too far.
I'm thinking 500,000, and then I promise I won't do any more, and hopefully nobody else does more than that, and I'm just gonna get it out there, and that's just how I'm feeling.
Hey, yo, so some people said that my offer of 500,000 was way too low, and nobody was gonna take that. This is his next TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
I'm throwing in a house in Italy that I was about to sign on, and a brand new boat that my wife picked out.
Yeah. Oh my God. All right. So, $500,000 now on the table. Okay. So where do we go from there? After that, Cassius March says 500K.
If you're not familiar, David Adams, Buffalo, Cooperstown, Card World EU, all of these different accounts here. They come out today.
Joel, can you turn your music down or whatever setting it was on before you did the... There we go. Perfect. Oh, no. Thank you.
David Adams posts here. $1 million bounty. We get many people, Collectibles Guru backing this up. They post it on their TikTok.
Collectibles Guru offering 1 million?
No.
Or are they just okay, got it.
David Adams.
They're just boosting this. Okay,
yes.
Got it.
$1 million bounty for the one of one ring.
Oh man. Okay.
This is where we sit right now.
Yeah.
And look. LeBron, what was the name of that card, Logo Man?
Oh, the triple Logo Man, yeah. That was 2.4. And also there's a really good Netflix series, folks, if you haven't seen it, that follows collectibles and the provenance of that triple Logo Man. It's really fun. There's not only that, but there's Yu-Gi-Oh cards in it. There's some other really fun cards. There's some MTG cards in there too. So yeah, it's a really good series on Netflix. If you're interested, I would definitely watch it.
June 8th. Got put back on sale. Right now, this card, Sports Card World again. I'm looking for what our price is right now, because it's sold for
Dimly of Falls says, I saw the video. I bet it's not in a pack. I mean, yeah, the ring. I know. I mean, they showed us what it looked like, but it would have to go in a pack. I mean, look at this pump right now. You have a bunch of people that are putting out public offers.
Yeah, sold for 2.1.
Oh, it was 2.1. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got a card that is not super playable. This isn't Black Lotus heft of card.
No.
It's related to a tie-in set. It's not even Magic the Gathering lore. It is tied into a incredibly popular IP at the very least.
It is an NFT. It is.
And then
it's a one-of-one NFT. Like,
No.
you can only have one of it.
there's a piece you can hold on to here.
Yeah.
Put it in plastic.
But it is right, exactly.
And so for me personally, Jake, the million seems like a way overshoot. This seems like some kind of hype thing. Maybe they've got the cash to back it up for real, but maybe they also did the math and they were like, let's just say July 17th. We'll get some hype off of this post.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see where this actually lands, but I mean,
I
now
think,
the race is on, because what is Cash going to do? He's not going to come back at 11-2. The house in Italy, that sale is happening, you know? That's already decided.
Right.
The boat is
Here's
picked
how I
out.
feel is like, I think Dave and Adams here is they're going to use this to pump, selling their product. And then on the off chance that they end up finding it, I'm sure that what they're thinking is, with people out there that are big, MTG fervent, we know some of the biggest ones, Cassius, Post, somebody out there is gonna, have money for this card, right? So I'm sure that they're thinking what they can do is, if they do end up pulling it, they're like, okay, we're selling all of our product at a record rate. Rudy was talking about this in his video yesterday. He was like, dude, I've never seen, sales like this. They're just flying off the shelves. The price is going up. There's only a couple places where you can get boxes that are under 400 right now. And so, I think what he's thinking is, or David Adams, what they're thinking is, if they do on the off chance find the ring while they're selling all this, they could just flip it into FOMO. They can sell it to one of these big names that wants to just buy the card for a lot of money. And then all of a sudden, they sell it, they make a whole bunch more money. So I'm sure if they're like offering 1 million after taxes and fees or whatever, they're gonna try to get maybe like 1.2, 1.5, or maybe it turns into a bidding war and it gets up to like, geez, 1.75 or even $2 million. Then David Adams, they're like, it's a win-win.
There's just no
I know, it's
way.
like, how does it beat like a Gem Mint Alpha Black Lotus?
I don't understand.
Black Lotus, right?
I don't understand.
I think it's just, Rudy's hyping it for himself as well. You're right, Sushi. Rudy even admits that, though. Like, that's not even talking trash. He knows exactly what he's doing. David Adams sold MTG since MTG was the thing. Yeah, they have a lot of money, though, and so, they're throwing their hat in the ring, and if it brings a bunch of people that are going to FOMO in over there, I think that the ring, it's not for me. I think the product is cool as is. We have a whole bunch of stuff we're going to talk about tonight outside of this that's related to how good the cards are. I mean, this set is stacked with EDH staples. I know it's a set that's like made for modern. There are some really, really good commander cards in here. There are just some really good cards in general. And so, I mean, the ring is just this additional, hype piece, and it's been super successful. So Wizards of the Coast is going to figure out, oh, well, how do we do this again? How do we do it better? How do we replicate it as much as possible to where everybody's just salivating for it? And then maybe they drive it into the ground, and who knows how it's going to turn out.
It just doesn't make any sense to me. I dropped a new poll there. 60% of the people are being honest and 40% of the people are lying. You actually get the one of one ring. Answer with your heart. Are you immediately selling it for $1 million?
Yeah, I like this poll.
I'm hoping
we got 240 people watching. Can we get to 100 likes? Let's get to 100.
I'm hoping that the 31%, the 30% now we're evening out a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
The 30% are like, I think I could get more. Because that's the only justifiable reason that I can see to say no. Unless you're a millionaire sitting in the chat tonight. In which case, hey, how you doing? We're Jake and Joel. We'd love to make videos exclusively for you.
That's right. We'll make a whole animated tile with just your name. We'll give you your own Patreon tier. I'm gonna look up Lord of the Rings collector booster boxes, lowest price on eBay. Do you want to check TCG and we'll just kind of combine forces here?
We will delta the numbers. So,
all right,
so I'm with you, man. Like the hype of destroying it over $1 million payday. Jake and I would at least have the conversation, but
it would probably be a payday. I don't know if we're destroying it, sadly.
It would be a payday.
Yeah, I'm seeing 350s on eBay. So boxes, here's, like Rudy was saying, they're getting toward 400s. I'm still seeing plenty of box prices that are under 400, but they are getting soaked up. And this is this reminds me of Modern Horizons 2. It's a premium priced collector booster box. This is kind of like a Commander Legends priced collector booster box. It's not like a normal standard set. It's just very expensive. So if you want to go for that ring, you got to buy a box, and you're going to have a better chance of pulling the ring, or a better chance of getting struck by lightning 3 times. I think Spectre broke this down for us, than finding the ring. But if you do feel like you're lucky,
if I get struck by lightning 3 times, will Cassius Marsh fly me out and show me a good time?
And give you $500,000?
Hopefully.
Maybe. He's like, okay, so this is the guy that got struck by lightning 3 times.
I thought this was a Make-A-Wish thing. They're like, nope, this is him. And it's like, he's got to be mid-30s, right? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I can hear you. Yes, I am.
Yeah, Spectre, I'm pretty sure you broke down the math where you were like, the odds of finding the ring, you were like, you have a better chance of getting struck by lightning 3 times. It might have been you or someone else, but
$376 seems to be the going rate right now. Everybody's selling right at the 376 mark.
Got it. So yeah, these are gonna creep up, and then we know, because in the previous stream last week we looked at the collector booster box, that they're going to be releasing after this. So it's going to have like different art. It's going to have scene cards and stuff like that. It's going to be a release that comes after this product. There's no serialized cards, but you're going to have printings of all of these cards here. So if you're just interested in Lord of the Rings cards, you're going to have no problem finding those.
Yeah, that one later this year. I wanted to pull that up real fast. We got a sneak peek. I don't know if y'all saw this, at one of the new frames. We talked about this last week, how they were going to have to do something different to encourage people to buy it again in November, because at that point they will have run through all of the stock of the serialized stuff, and they can't reprint that stuff, so it's got to be different. So we got this frame.
Oh, cool.
Is it?
I mean, it's interesting. Oh yeah, a lot of border, huh? Yeah, that's a lot of black border around that.
It just looks weird to me.
Yeah.
But this is the frame, or one of the frames. Wizards retweeted this from Entertainment Earth, because they showed off Denethor in regular and
so this is the Lord of the Rings showcase frame. Is that what we're seeing here?
correct.
Got it. Okay.
And this was retweeted by Magic the Gathering, called the scroll treatment. The scroll treatments aren't not scroll. Scroll treatments are not part of this release, but instead are a sneak peek at some of what's coming in the holiday release. They will not be part of the packs releasing on 6/23. Check out the full card gallery for all versions of previewed cards. So the scroll treatment.
This is, got it. So this is for the collector product that releases afterward.
Right. So all of these cards, look, y'all, like, I know that we have a version of the buy singles conversation every freaking set, but listen to me when I say this. All of these cards are getting released again.
Yeah.
And there's another treatment, and maybe more coming. Listen to Joel from the future. Don't buy singles on this out of the gate. The singles are going to crash.
Yeah. Card seems cool though. It's an Aristocrats piece.
Just wait. Don't buy into the FOMO. There will be more of this product. Like more. Like not just more. We will be getting more.
More. Yeah.
This
It's not like,
Joel
oh,
from
we
the
found some
future.
extra. We had like 3 pallets of it. It's like, oh, we made a lot more.
No, it's just part of the plan. It sits right here. Denethor looking like, they gave me an 8th treatment. That's why he's cranky.
They gave me an 8th treatment.
I haven't.
Don't leave me in my chair. Go back up the stairs. Go back upstairs. This is my downstairs floor.
I'm an uncommon legend. I'm an impressive looking card, but let's be honest, I'm a 99 at best.
It's a really good card though. It's pretty good in the 99. I do like it.
Not bad in the 99. But it all comes back to what is driving these prices, this craziness, which is $1 million public bounty for Dave and Adams.
For the first wave of collector booster boxes, the green boxes.
Right. Yeah.
That's where you can find the ring.
Only place you'll be able to find them are in
That's right.
the first printing of collector booster boxes of Lord of the Rings, Gathering the Magic, Tales of Middle-earth, Universes Beyond. Some companies still know how TCG business is done.
I think that that pretty much covers this. We're talking about the $1 million ring. We have some other fun stuff we're going to talk about tonight. Hey, babe, good to see you. Yeah, we're going to talk about some of our favorite commander picks. Joel, how are you feeling about this set as far as just the power level of the cards that you saw? Or do you still want to talk a little bit about the
really
price
solid?
of the ring?
No. If you've got what you need there, I was going to start working on pulling up box toppers.
Yeah, we can look at the box toppers, and our hypothesis was correct. In the last stream, we talked about the first 15 toppers, and so we're going to talk about the rest of the list on this stream. And in the last stream, we saw that Ancient Tomb was on that list, Cavern of Souls was on the list, and we were saying, well, if those hits are on there, then hopefully in the next toppers that they release, when we see them throughout the next week, hopefully there's something good in those. And we were right. And we got a really, really good reprint in Aboro, which I'm super stoked about. This was a card that I've wanted for mill for a very long time. Just being able to bounce a land back to my hand that I can replay into Hedron Crab and Ruin Crab and mill cards. It's just a card that I've wanted for a very long time. And then we also got Caracas and some other really fun box stoppers that we're going to talk about here. But yeah, this is honestly what I think Wizards of the Coast is using as their, well, why are these boxes so expensive? Oh, well, it's not like March of the Machine or Phyrexia All Will Be One or, any of the normal sets because, well, the set's designed for modern legality. And also look at these box toppers. They've got box toppers, guys. Cavern of Souls, Ball Coffers, a lot of box toppers over here.
So are there 18 of these total?
Alternate art borderless cards. Well, no, there were 15 on the current list, and then there were a bunch of new ones. So I think there should be more of those. Oh yeah, there's some down there. Yeah, I don't know how to get all of those together to just look at them as a group.
Well, it should be okay. 3. Hang on.
Yeah, 30 total. That's right. That's right, chat.
348.
Oh, nice, dude. Legend.
Minus the soul ring.
Minus the soul ring. Okay. How many cards do you have on there?
31. Yeah.
Okay,
so
cool.
that's right? Is this
Sweet.
15 last time?
Yeah, 15 last time and then 15 more. And so we have the full list, so we can kind of talk about the ones that we saw last time a little bit, but we already did cover them in the previous stream, and then we could talk about the new ones.
All hail the stream monarch. Before we get into this, everybody say hey to YouTube.
Thank you so much.
Say hey to YouTube. You'll see yourself later on YouTube if you say hey to YouTube. Where are we at? Oh yeah, baby, 114. We got to 100 likes. Thank you very much, chat.
Nice. Here, will you just paste what you put up there, because I'm getting kind of low quality on the stream and I want to look with you, so I'm just pulling up my own Scryfall and I'm just going to copy exactly what you have in there.
Oh, weird. It says it's coming through in 1440.
Yeah, it's just, I'm sure it's good for chat and people watching. It's just for me, it's a little or you can just give me your search parameters. I have Scryfall pulled up.
Set. There you go. I just showed the link right there. You got it?
No, you shared it over Discord?
No, over Facebook.
Oh, okay. I'll get it right now. Got it. We're good to go.
Box toppers. That is what we are talking about in this one. We talked about the first 15 in the last stream. We got the next 15 coming at us hot. We saw Party Tree, LSR with Cloudstone Curio, Ensnaring Bridge, Ozolith, Rings, Shadow Spear. We got Sword of Hearth and Home, Jake. This one has crept up over $10. This is just only printed in Modern Horizons 2, but with Modern Horizons 2, I mean, you got 3 different versions of it in that one set, because it was firmly in the multitude of variants era. And here comes a reprint of it as a box topper.
Yeah, a lot of that set got opened. We talked about that set a lot. It's a good card though. It's a fun card. It has a little ramp going on.
Yeah. I gotta say, I mean, I think that's my favorite art of it so far. This is fine.
Yeah,
it's like more
sweet.
in the classic sword style. Not really a fan of this. I think it's a nice piece. I just don't like it as an MTG card personally. So I think I like this one. That's a pretty cool take on it right there. Sword of the Animist is another one.
Great card as well.
I mean, I can't believe this card has been printed so many times, but still is retaining that $11 or $12 range.
Just being able to fetch every single time, it's just so good. And it's on the attack. It doesn't even have to deal damage. So it's just so worth it. This card is just busted. Just great. But yeah, not a lot of value here. So it's like the kind of thing where if you are buying a box, and you have to think, if box toppers are going to be included across all the different products, then I mean, how expensive are they going to be? Especially the ones that aren't, you know, super desirable cards like Cavern of Souls.
Yeah. Sword of the Animist, for the first time getting new art. I gotta say, this isn't my favorite piece. I'm not really a fan of this art on Sword of the Animist. But if you're looking for a variant
I'm just like,
on it,
where is the sword?
well, it's a ring. It's not a. They didn't go 1 for 1 on this. They made the Sword of the Animist into the Ring of Barahir,
Yeah.
I mean, just in general, it looks like a
It's just
fine...
some creepy fingers.
Yeah, it's just some fingers, man.
It's just some fingers, bro.
It's just some fingers. Thorn of Animist as Shards of Narsil. Love this one. Little to no value. Was a definite like scarcity, needs a reprint because it was only Lorwyn, but I mean, we got our reprint and here's another one.
Foil Thorn used to be so expensive. I'm sure the OG foil is still expensive, but yeah, this price got nuked in Brothers War, and this card just really I mean, you see, it's just scarcity. Scarce cards that are niche, people don't, I mean, they don't hold their price after they get the reprint.
Nope, not at all. Cool take on it though, and it's cool that Shards of Narsil is getting a card there. Hey, real fast before we move on, 269 super chat from DNR. Thanks for the super chat. Said 270 plus people watching. It takes 2 to 69 likes.
It takes 2 to 69 likes.
You heard the call, y'all. We need to get
let's
to
do 169 likes, folks. Let's do it.
I want to see 269. I bet we can get there.
Ooh, let's go.
Continuing on, Shards of Narsil. We saw Ancient Tomb, Bajukabog, Besiju who shelters all. We got another version of Cabal Coffers, Jake. This card is 17. This is like the most affordable this card has been in a long time. But this version of it is as minus Morgul or Minus Morgul. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I think that this one's going to be a lot because that art, this just looks cool objectively, right? Like this is a cool Cabal Coffers.
Yeah, and we have to remember that the Surge foil is only going to appear in the collector booster box. So there are going to be non-foil versions of these.
Jake, there are variants of the variants. We get
There are variants of the variants. The Surge foil of any of these cards is going to have a premium just because of how freaking rare it is and how expensive these collector boxes are right now.
RIP to the person who pulls Surge foil Bajukabog. Sorry, continue.
No, but we even speculated in the last stream that that'll probably be a $50 bill.
Yeah, I mean, $50
itself,
bucks. It just sucks to pull one of these. You see the Surge foil, you see the frame, you open it up.
You're like, oh my God, it's happening.
Yeah. But yeah, I love this take on Cabal Coffers. This is
really
one
cool.
I'll probably try and target, a base copy of just so I can get that version. Castle Ardenvale, sorry. Cool one.
Throne of Eldraine reprint there.
Yeah, but like the value here is
exactly. Yeah.
This is
good card.
Same as Bajukabog value wise. You kind of don't want to see the Castle Ardenvale because boy, oh boy. Cavern of Souls.
Don't be fooled by these mythic symbols that you see on all of these cards. It's just a way of them being like, look, you found something mythic. You found something amazingly rare. They're just using that as like a color-coded thing to make you feel like, you found something extremely good.
Paths of the Dead as Cavern of Souls. We talked about Weathertop as Deserted Temple. Huge scarcity play. Saw that one last week. Gemstone Caverns. I don't believe we saw this one last week. I don't really see this anywhere except in CEDH lists. Does any other format run this? I mean, honestly, this is one of the hits, $60, so it's got to be playing somewhere. As far as market price goes right now, I'm seeing in chat Gemstone Caverns at 40 and dropping. I mean, look,
Gemstone is a good card. It got that reprint in TSR, and then it still held its price. Wildcat with a good note says time shifted foil bog is 100. Yeah, but it's got that beautiful retro border. I mean, the Surge foil bog, it could end up going for 100. Right? I'm just speculating, throwing out 50. That's where my gut would say it's probably not going to go lower than that.
Gemstone Caverns is a 4 of in Modern and Legacy Death and Taxes. Magus of the Bargain says, appreciate that info, number 1. Number 2, I think this card is going to be a really excellent pull, both in foil and non-foil. If it's played as a 4 of in constructed formats, they're not going to want foils. And look at the art on this, bro. This is like the Gemstone Caverns in my mind.
It really is pretty. It's got those nice pinks and blues.
Yeah,
that kind of stays true to the original, which is nice.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is cool. Don't get me wrong. But like, this is the Gemstone Caverns in my mind. It's just gorgeous looking. And it's called the Glittering Caves of Aglaron. It's completely thematic, flavorful. It's not some creepy fingers on a sort of the Animist ring.
Sort of the Animist ring.
This is one that I would be like, oh, hell yes, as far as pulls. I would sell it because I wouldn't need it, but that would be a pretty sweet one to pull.
Yeah. Yeah.
Green Dragon Inn does Homeward Path. We saw that one.
Good card.
Horizon
Good card.
Canopy,
Yep.
Jake. Popping up.
And it has dropped a lot. It has dropped a lot since it was very expensive when Future Sight was the only printing of it.
Right.
Great card. Little bit of like a Boggles card here in Modern. It's got some niche playability. It gives you draw on one of your lands. You know, if you want to sacrifice this, you can draw a card. That's valuable to have on a land. And it's
Now,
a cheap cost to pay.
It's not called Plot Armor, but this is Bag End. This is Bilbo's house.
Yeah.
And so I wonder if this one in particular will hold a premium as a collector's item, just because this is the very famous home of one of the most famous characters in all of fantasy literature.
Yeah, I mean, it really just comes down to the fact that, you know, the boxes are expensive. So all of these box toppers, you have to kind of keep in mind, it's not like Zendikar Rising, where in Zendikar Rising, every single booster box that you could buy for, God, around that time, I think booster boxes were maybe like 100 or like 110 at the LGS. But you were getting a box topper in every box, and then you were getting 2 box toppers in the collector booster box. So this is a more expensive product to go fishing for these box toppers. So yeah, it's probably going to be a little bit of a premium, and we need to keep that in mind with a lot of these.
Well, you're
and
saying that in general. You're saying that in
adjustments.
general.
I'm just saying in general for
Right.
all of the box toppers in this,
For sure.
we need to think that they're probably going to be a little bit higher. That's
Yeah.
my gut.
I know that mostly MTG players are going to want to go with like the Iconic Masters or one of the 2 Expedition versions of this card if they
I
want it.
love the OG Zendikar Expedition. I overpaid for mine. I think I paid like 60 or 80 bucks for it. But
But I think
yeah, I love
that,
the OG
you
one.
know, from a different collector standpoint, perhaps it being important to things.
there
will
may
make it
be
more
people that
expensive.
just, yeah, they might want the whole set of them. There might be people that just want all of these thematic MTG cards. You know, we watch Charlie sometimes, and he has a full set of masterpieces, even though he's mostly a Yu-Gi-Oh player, you know? So,
It's a side collecting.
yeah, it's a side collecting. There's going to be Lord of the Rings fans that are like, oh, did you see those remakes of those MTG cards? I don't play MTG, but I just want, you know, all of the different, you know, artifacts and locations from the Magic
sure.
game, you know? And so that could definitely be a thing.
Caracas making an
I wish
appearance
this
here.
this card is only a legacy card, but
Yeah.
it's all right.
You
Yeah,
almost said you wish this card was legal in Commander.
I did, but it's
And then
it's
your
stupid.
brain went, shut the hell up.
Yeah, my brain went.
Think
"Jake,
one
shut up."
extra second. Just think one extra second.
Exactly.
You thought 1 second too short by saying you wanted Caracas returned. Think one more second, and
Yeah.
there we are. Now
You're
we're
right.
there together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fine card, but you could see because it has such niche play, it's not extremely expensive. That doesn't mean it's not cool.
Well, and it's wild that a card that is banned in the most popular format and is not in the most popular constructed format still
Yeah.
holds a $30 price tag.
Yeah, it's mythic protection, dude. Because there's never been, since the original printing of Caracas, there's never been a rare printing of it. It's got the mythic, it's got the Cavern of Souls mythic protection.
Right. Osgiliath. I remember there was a level in that GameCube, or yeah, it was GameCube, where I played the Two Towers video game.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a big battle at Osgiliath in that video game. Core Haven, though.
Yeah.
Huge
a good
scarcity
card.
play here.
Yeah. Scarce card.
Yeah, this is a good one. It's good to use defensively in Commander by preventing the combat damage that would be dealt by an attacking creature coming at you. Nice little card. It's got some other fringe playability. I think it's got some combo-y stuff that you can do with it. But yeah, $15 for a scarce card. You got an expedition, and one of the 30th anniversary play promos is coming out.
Matt, I don't think it's a strictly worse Maze of Ith, because Maze of Ith, you can't float mana, you know? But the ability on Maze of Ith is much cheaper, so I do see what you're saying from there.
We saw Minamo. We did not see Mouth of Ronom. Cold Snap Dollar. This one's a wolf.
This is a Bajuka Bog.
This is worse than Bajuka Bog, bro.
Way worse.
Like
way worse.
I will never, ever play this, and I will slap Bajuka Bog in a deck with black in it so fast.
I mean, you could play it if you wanted to just make all of your lands snow lands, all of your basics. But yeah, nah.
Yeah, that sounds worth it. I'm gonna start converting
this card.
I'm gonna start converting all of my mana bases into snow just so I can run my Redhorn Pass.
Yeah, boo this card.
All right, Jake, not boo this card though.
Oh baby,
It happened.
Finally.
Everybody claps in chat for Jake.
I
Jake
know,
never
man.
has
I
to
was so
say we
excited.
need the Aboro reprint again. He says it in his sleep at this point.
I don't think that the price on this is going to be affected much. I really don't.
You
I
think
think
you'll
this
be able
is
to get
going to
this
be
at
like
45?
I think, yeah, dude, 45 would be great. 40, 45. I mean, that would be awesome, but I don't think there's going to be big movement because it's pretty much like the home run scarce hit of the set. It's like, you know, even Cavern, there's tons and tons of copies of Cavern. This is a card that has needed a reprint for so long.
Yeah.
Yes, it's very niche, but the thing is it plays so nice in like landfall and like those kind of strategies that I think a lot of players are just going to absorb it. Matt thinks it'll hit 20. You think so? I
Jake-
would love to pick this up for like 20 or 30 bucks.
Yeah, this would
and
be.
I would
you
do it in a
only need-
heartbeat.
You only need one of, right, for your modern deck?
I would maybe get 2 max.
You would get this version though. You want Buckleberry Fairy?
Yeah, because I don't think the other one is going to have its price
Yeah.
affected that much.
And the thing
I
is,
think this, yeah,
we
this is
said
gonna
this
be
in the other
copy.
video, in the other cut with the first 15, and I want to say it in this cut too. There is so high a chance that I'll say it this way. There is such a low % chance that none of these 30 cards appear in Commander Masters. I'll say it that way. There is so
Like a few
no
of them.
way
A few of them probably
that we don't
will
see
probably make it in
any
there.
of
Yeah.
these in Commander Masters. And so clip this, quote me, write it down, send it to the president.
Like Cavern is such a card to include in like every master set. They do it so often.
My point is you might want to wait till we see
Yeah.
all of
I mean,
Commander
but-
Masters.
Regular Aboro coming in at, for example, rare instead of mythic in Commander Masters. That I could see that, especially since they've broken the seal. They give us one printing here in Lord of the Rings, and then the next printing they give us is the regular Aboro, or maybe it's a
Exactly.
new art Aboro. And they're like, now you can get it here, and it's the magic version of it. It's not the Lord of the Rings skinned version of it. I could see that happening. I could see that.
I would
Urborg
just
as well.
patience. Cabal
Yeah.
Coffers. You know,
Yeah.
ancient
Tomb as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Like patience. I would
I
say
mean-
patience until we see all of the Commander Master spoiler.
Let's say this, okay? Because Zendikar Rising, when that set came out, they gave us all of the fetch lands reprinted as expeditions.
Right.
And then shortly after, Modern Horizons 2 comes out, and we get all of the enemy fetches reprinted at just, you know, in the normal set. So, I mean, yeah, milk it twice.
I'm telling you, they are looking for a hell of a year this year. They're making that very clear. And so the way to do that would be make that Commander Master set something that literally every person wants to buy. I would just be patient on these, unless you're like in love with Osgiliath and you're like, I named my son Osgil. I have to have this card. Then go get your card, boo-boo. All I'm saying is, if you're looking for an entry point on these, let's see when Commander Masters comes out if we don't see any of these. Pillar of the Parents. At least it's playable, right?
Yep. It's a fine card, not
Yeah.
a lot of value.
But it's a playable card. Looking at you, Mouth of Ronam. The hell out of here. Reflecting Pool. Very playable card.
Yep. Good card.
$6 for this one. Not a
lot of
value pick. Nope. But very, very good one. If you have to pull one of the low ones, if your fate is that of a low value card puller, pull Reflecting Pool. At least you can use it in like any commander deck. Don't put this in your mono
Helm's
color decks.
Deep as red. I wouldn't have thought of Helm's Deep as red, but that's fine.
No,
this is another card that's needed a reprint for a while, but once it got its list reprint, that affected the price, and now it has been reprinted again. Shinka the Blood-Soaked Keep. It's a good card.
Scarcity play here. This is one of your mid pulls.
Yep.
The thing I hate about these mid pulls that are like the $15 to $18 range of these pulls and not super playable. Not like I can just shove it in any deck. I gotta find this, the specific deck I want it for to give a legendary creature first strike. I mean, yes, it'll go in my Dahada deck because it's a legendary land, but that can be said of a lot of these.
Card. Yeah.
Urborg.
Urborg. This is a great one. This is one that I could see showing up in a master set soon. We haven't had Urborg reprint in a while. I know it's on the list there, but the list a lot of the times, you don't really count that as a reprint. That's just like a catch-all of random stuff that they throw in and can't reliably find it. This is a good reprint.
Excellent art and flavor as the Dead Marshes.
Yeah.
Very, very cool piece here. Erica's Pearl.
Good flavor.
Yeah, knocked it out with this one. I really love this one. Real quick, back to this. Jank, you made a point I meant to make, but just skipped over. I think that they went red with this because a lot of the Rohan cards in the set are red, and so they went with... I think that we are thinking of it as blue and black because of the movie. And,
that's honestly a good way of saying it,
you know what I'm saying? I think that the movie is like making us go swamps and water because it was raining,
and wet. It was wet. There were orcs.
Right.
Yeah.
That is why I think we're like, why isn't this blue and black? Someone call Peter Jackson and complain. So yeah, it's fine as a red card. We got Wasteland. We had seen Wasteland. And we got Fangorn Forest. We saw that one last time.
Which was Yavimaya. We need that one too. So honestly, not a bad list of cards. We've got some good hits in there. We've got a couple, kind of like,
yeah,
not that great.
Right.
Surge foils on all of these are going to have a pretty good premium. And I would say that for the ones that are super scarce, stuff like a Boro, I wouldn't expect a huge movement on price, but they are going to be in every box, and in collector boxes, you're going to have a couple different versions of them. So they are going to be available. These are the kind of things that you're interested in. I would definitely set alerts to make sure that you are looking at these cards. I don't even know with how fast products come out these days. You might want to just look 2 weeks up to a month after this set comes out, but keep in mind, you got a whole new collector box with new art of this stuff coming out shortly after this.
We do not know if those will have box toppers, however.
Yeah,
but the
I don't know.
Potential does exist.
All I know is Elijah Wood is extremely excited about all of this stuff because it's something that he really cares about, and I did see that in the shorts that I watched.
I saw in his contract they said you have to care about this a lot.
A lot of the characters are very dear to him. I thought that was true, and he meant that.
Yeah. Anyway, those are the box toppers. Let us know your favorite one.
What one are you the most excited about?
Let us know which one you're most excited to pull and why it's Ancient Tomb.
No, is that the one you're most excited for?
100%.
Mine is a Boro. Okay. All right, so you're on Ancient Tomb.
I think I'm actually on Party Tree. I really want Party Tree.
Yeah. I thought you pulled a Great Henge ages ago. Didn't you pull one?
I've got a foil stamped Great Henge.
Oh, from like a pre-release kit that you opened?
Yes.
Oh man,
dude,
that's a good one.
Those pre-release kits, we got a foil stamped Great Henge and a foil stamped Embercleave. So we were just like, "Pacow." with
Wow,
our pulls on those.
you did the thing. You did the thing. I opened a couple Theros collector packs and I pulled an extended non-foil Great Henge.
That's still
So
a really
that's
good
my
one.
only copy.
50,
It's cool. It's the extended one.
72.
Yeah. Yep. That's
Anyway,
my version.
That's that. Box
That's that.
toppers.
Box toppers, baby.
All right.
Well, let's check in with chat here. How's everybody doing? If you are enjoying the stream, click like and subscribe. That's a great way to support the channel. We appreciate you spending your time with us. We know there's a lot of MTG creators out there, so the fact that you're hanging out here means a whole heck of a crap ton. Ended the poll, Joel.
The Braves beat the Mets. Oh, somebody
Did they come back and get them?
Somebody put Bobby Z on crying watch. Someone
Rosarena
get
walked
that
it
man
off.
a hand towel.
The Rays are, I believe, 45-19. Is that good?
Jake sends me an update on their record every day. Like there's not 162 damn games in this season.
I do. I'm always like, hey, did you know that they're 35-7 at home when they're? Joel's just like, yeah, they're good.
We'll see you at game 161. That's when we check the records. At 161, baby. Look, we got one more segment for y'all tonight. Top commander cards from Lord of the Rings. Our favorite commander cards from Lord of the Rings. Do you want to say we are going to be giving away for two $40 gift cards at the end of this stream to our patrons? If you want to get in on that, join the Patreon. Link is at the top of the chat. There's a whole lot of perks on that. Not just the $40 gift cards that we give away a month, but that's just to give back and thank the patrons for really helping grow us into what we are today and getting us nearer and nearer to doing this as our full-time jobs. So much thanks to the patrons, much thanks to the members on the channel, and all of the people who have gifted a lot of memberships. I think we've got some kind of arms race between 2 or 3 people for gifting like more than half of the memberships we have. So big shout out to y'all as well. Jake, I'm going to take a bio real fast and then we'll do this other bit.
Yeah, when you get back, I'll do the same and then we'll make it happen. Gabriel says my Texas Rangers are doing pretty well also. Yeah, I'm actually really worried about them. I'm worried about them as far as I like the Braves and the Rays. I started watching the Rays this year because I was like, they've got 6 wins. They haven't lost a game, and I was like, maybe they'll push the record. And then I just started watching that team and really started liking them, and they're a fun club to watch. This product is pretty crazy though. Lord of the Rings. We have some fun stuff coming up. Some stuff that we can't talk about, but we've really been excited for this set. I wish that I could get a couple of these boxes to maybe hold on to, but that's just not exactly where I'm at right now. So it's going to be the kind of thing where I'm right now I'm working on getting the PC set up and stuff. Nicholas says the Obora reprint, there are already copies listed for 30. Oh, okay. So that's a huge adjustment. Jake, are you or Joel playing Diablo 4? Sushi, yes. Joel is playing Diablo 4. I'm considering getting Diablo 4. Maybe after the next AdSense payment comes through, I'll go ahead and get it. I am interested in doing it. It might be the kind of thing where we have kind of been discussing like a gaming kind of channel thing, and so Joel and I would maybe play that together. I was watching him play some of it, and it looks like a fun game. It looks like I could have a good time. And when he told me that there was a PvP in it, I was like, oh dude, let's go. Yeah. Hayazak says PCing can be expensive. It can be expensive. And right now for me, editing, I'm just losing a ton of time on rendering. And so I just need to be able to render faster because I want to be able to edit videos more quickly. And so that's kind of like where my focus is right now, instead of on getting, Lord of the Rings boxes. As much as I do like this product, I am going to wait. I'm going to put on my patience pants. I'm going to hunt singles. And the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to wait and see what happens in this in-between phase between the first wave of collector boxes and then the next wave, which is going to be those ones with the alternate art that Joel was talking about with the scroll frame earlier.
The scroll frame.
What did you call it? Is scroll?
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 Scroll frame.
Am I saying it weird?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the scroll frame. Okay,
Scroll
good.
frame.
Scroll.
Scroll.
Scroll. Right?
Scroll frame.
What, Aftermath regular is down to 57? Jeez.
Why
So
did
the
somebody say
card that
Jake
you
and
have to
Joel-
pull is Nissa.
Billy Toller said Jake and Joel are gaming. What is that?
What is that? CPU matters more for rendering than GPU most of the time. Yeah, I mean, I've had my PC since essentially when we started the channel. I think maybe like right around the same time.
Scroll frame.
How do you spell it?
SCRLLROL.
I don't know what the hell you just said. SCRULL?
Oa. Squirrel frame. The squirrel frame.
All right, we're gonna move past the troll frame. We're moving past the frame.
I think it's the scroll frame. Or something.
Yeah, Keto says Joel Bozo gaming channel is tight. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. That's a fun time on Joel Bozo. I was watching you play Diablo though, dude. Were you enjoying it? What are your thoughts on it?
I've been thinking about it all day. I want to play. I'm looking at my controller hanging on the wall right now. I'm just like, I want to go play that game.
Are you playing it on controller?
Yeah. I've got my Xbox mounted to my office wall now and running through the whole stream setup so I can just turn my Xbox on and put it on stream.
Wait. So you're playing Diablo on Xbox? It's an Xbox release?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's really cool. That's
Yes,
pretty sweet. I thought you were playing that on PC.
No, I was playing on Xbox. I'm an Xbox boy, man. I'm a fanboy. And you know how I am with my fandoms. I like Marvel.
Yeah.
I like Braves. I like Xbox.
Yeah.
There's not a lot going to change my mind on these things. But I'm also not aggressively like, you need to enjoy these things as well. I'm just like, that's the shit I like. You know? If you
Did
don't,
you watch
that's
the
fine.
new Spider-Man movie yet?
I have not. No, I have.
Okay, so we're not going to talk about it in chat. Don't spoil anything, but I will say that I did enjoy it.
Everything I've read is that it's amazing, and I wouldn't have expected it to be not that, because the first one was such just like a creative masterpiece to me, beyond it being a Spider-Man movie, you know?
Yeah.
And so I really think that I'm going to enjoy it. Is it weird that I want to go see that Beast Wars movie too? I think it's just because I watched the cartoon. I mean, not the cartoon. Yeah, it was a cartoon, wasn't it?
Bro, I have to be completely honest. I got emotional when I saw that Beast Wars trailer. I was like, because as a kid, Beast Wars was so important to me. I loved it so much.
For sure.
And so like seeing,
You cried.
I did tear up. I was like, oh my God, they actually are making Beast Wars into a Transformers movie. And I was really excited because even though the animation as a kid, I was like, looking back, I'm like, this is
awful.
It's almost
so
unwatchable.
Bad, dude.
But like,
it's like AI at that time made it.
The Maximals, the Predacons, I liked everybody on both sides. I thought the bad guys were cool. I thought the good guys were cool. I was just like,
agreed.
It was fun watching some of them have an arc. Dinobot starting as a bad guy becomes a good guy. There's like this great moment where Optimus becomes like possessed and he just goes over and just wrecks all of the Predacons.
Man, they love doing that. They did
fun.
that in the movies, you know. They did that in like 4 or 5. I've watched all the Transformers movies, but like the back half of that set, I've watched in the background while I did something else. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, bro, like if I lived near you, we would definitely be going to see the Beast Wars movie.
I think we would,
together.
man, because it's one I found myself going, I think I want to see that in theaters. Because it would be like a spectacle, right? At the very least, it's got to be some robots smashing
100%.
into each other.
Okay, so it's called Rise of the Beast, which means that obviously this is leading up to
Beast
Wars.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, this is the beginning of.
Well, they've got to do. They had to do something, right? Because everybody, I'm sure that franchise was still making money hand over fist. Don't get me wrong.
Yes,
but
yes,
they had to do something to get hype back around it. We wouldn't be discussing Transformers 7, The Guardian's Return, or whatever the hell they were going to name the next one, right? We just wouldn't care, even if they put Marky Mark in it. This one, they were just like, nah, let's hit reset. We'll probably have some tie over characters, but you know, that aren't Transformers.
I'm stoked that you're hyped on that because I was in that same boat. I was just like, wait, this looks great. This could be a really fun time. And I hope they do it right. Waspinator was one of my favorite characters. It was just this really annoying bad guy bug flew around.
You know,
as a kid, I really liked him.
Is Pete Davidson? He's playing Jazz. Is that it?
Oh, I haven't even looked at. I have not even looked at it. All right, see you later. Break a leg. Have fun. Bye.
Mirage. He's playing Mirage.
Yeah.
Pete Davidson is going to be a Transformer, so that'll be interesting.
Do we get a Beast Wars Secret Lair announcement? No, that would be something.
That'd be cool. That would be cool. But no. Yeah.
Jank, that's what I want.
Fun interlude. Let's swap over.
Yes, let's do it. Wait, actually, before we get into this next moment, will you just give me a moment to take a bio now that you're back?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then we'll crack into this final segment.
Chat, appreciate y'all hanging out tonight. Appreciate y'all, the people that have been supporting the efforts over on Joel Bozo. I appreciate that as well. If you're not aware, I'm trying to get a gaming channel going so I can play things like Diablo, make some videos about some of my video game nerddom and not just my MTG. I just dropped a link right there in chat. If you would click on that, go drop me a subscription, go drop a like. I posted the first video on that channel today. It was a review of an indie game I played. No one will care about that game, but it was nice to flex that muscle and get something different going out. Kraken, peace. Excited for the new TMT movie? Oh, dude, that one looks really tight too. Super tight. One, Jank, you know that Aftermath, it had that, and you know we're about to go to dinosaurs, right? Thank you, Austin. I appreciate you. We're about to go to Dinosaur World with the return to Ixalan. So maybe. I feel like they would have announced it by now though, right? They would have wanted to make that part of the marketing. We'll see. I think people are overplaying Orcish Bowmasters, but it's definitely a card. I definitely put it on my list, but I don't know if it's any more than just a card. Merchant is shaking in his boots once you and Jake start rocking Jajam Gaming. I don't know, Keto. We have some fun ideas. We are tossing around. I mean, you heard us right there just almost go off on a tangent on movies. That's something that we've talked about a long time, is we'd really like a movie review TV review channel or podcast, and we're just so into YouTube at this point. I feel like everything that we would want to make going forward would be on YouTube. But we have wanted to talk about movies and TV all the time. Yeah, the D&D Secret Lair was kind of last minute. Is oh yeah, Transformers is a Hasbro product. That makes sense. Well, we shall see. We shall absolutely see. Because I think that I mean, at this point, we haven't had a Secret Lair announcement in a while. And Secret Lair... How many more hours do they have on... 18 days on this current Secret Lair still. Not that they don't just like drop special ones whenever they freaking want to.
Did you get anything from it yet?
No, dude. I've had a bad experience with this Cute to Brute thing, and so I'm kind of gun shy on Secret Lair right now.
What happened with your Cute to Brute thing?
It was marked as delivered, but it never arrived, and my stuff goes to a P.O. box, so there's no chance that it was stolen. What it is my stuff goes to a P.O. box, but UPS doesn't deliver to P.O. boxes, and so UPS gets screwy with me sometimes because it'll get it'll get weirdly marked as delivered but not delivered, and so it enters this like black hole basically. And
oh no.
And
okay,
I've messaged Wizards and I'm waiting on an email back, but I've heard some horror shows of the customer service lately over at Secret Lair, and so
gotcha.
I'm worried about that one. But at this point, I just told him, I was like, look, bummer. I just want a full refund. I'm over it at this point. Just refund me and I'll spend it on a different Secret Lair at this point.
Yeah. It's like, just give me even store credit and I'll just use it in the future on some. Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely annoying. I was gonna say, out of the current one, I still like the one that has Stoneforge Mystic. I think Stoneforge Mystic could be a card that comes up in a commander set or some sort of master set, but it's currently in a Secret Lair, and so I do like that one. This is where I come to FOMO, says Rip and Ship.
Yes, you're in the right place.
You're in the right place. This is we're coaching against FOMO over here.
Corey G asked that we do a full commentary on every episode of OG Beast Wars Transformers. We'll think about it.
Oh my god, that would be... Do you think that we could get away with that?
It would have to be like a patron-only release. We could mark them as unlisted and just give it to Patreon.
Yeah, people would love that.
Red Letter Media does full commentary tracks for movies. I mean, and that's what you want to see with that group of fellas, right? Is just them talking about movies because they're all so silly and hilarious. All right,
a rewatch podcast. Yeah.
Our last one, Jake, is Rivendell Potato Quality.
Okay.
We're starting with Orcish Bowmasters.
Sounds good. You want to you read one, I'll read one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Looking at our favorite commander cards from Lord of the Rings, Middle-earth, Tales of Middle-earth, Battles in Middle-earth, Universes Beyond. Some TCGs still know how business is done. We've gone through this set and we have picked out our favorite new commander cards from the set. I gotta say, Jake, this is a pretty stacked set. We've got a lot more cards than usual in here.
That's right. These are non-box topper cards, and like Joel said, we have picked our favorite commander picks. I was thinking we would maybe have a 10-card list. What did we end up with, Joel? How many cards are on our list tonight?
Many more than 10.
Many more than 10. We're going to go through a slideshow here. We're going to talk through some of our favorite cards from the set. And
26
yeah,
are
we
on this
ended
list.
with 26 cards. So even though this set, the Universes Beyond crossover,
backdoor
is
commander
designed for
set.
modern, it is definitely a backdoor commander set. It is just stacked with commander staples. So yeah, we should just get into it. The whole land cycle is pretty sexy. There's a whole bunch of other cards that are really good, and we're gonna get through each of them, and we're gonna try to be brisk here.
Orcish Bowmasters, a black, a 1 and 1/1 Orc Archer Flash. Everybody's talking about this card. When it ETBs and whenever an opponent draws a card except the first one they draw in each of their draw steps, deals 1 damage to any target, then amass Orcs 1, you create a token, or either grow your Orc army token. Look, it's good. Combine it with wheels. Everybody in chat right now, combine this with wheels. And we're like, yeah, right. We get it. We get it. You'll get cards. You'll get damage. Yeah, but you can combine this with wheels. Yes, I understand that.
Yeah.
I think
it's
that
still
this will
pretty
see
fragile.
Some play. It's fragile, but CEDH, you're not going to want to remove this, right? Unless you're close to death from it.
Yeah, it's a pretty strong card.
I think that people will find some use for it. Spiteful Banditry, Jake. This one's crazy.
Yeah, 2 red and X enchantment. Whenever Spiteful Banditry enters the battlefield, it deals X damage to each creature. Whenever one or more creatures your opponents control die, you create a treasure token. This ability triggers only once each turn. Whenever one or more creatures your opponents control. So you're only getting 1 treasure, but it's still very strong.
Yeah, I mean, and whenever. Each turn.
Whenever.
It's not just on your turn. If something dies, you go, wait, did you have a creature die that turn? Treasure token for me, baby.
That's right.
This is now the second card in...
It's like a red meat hook, kind of.
What is it?
Spice just said it, red meat hook.
What is an unofficial cycle now, which is the meat hook cycle. We've got our red meat hook, except it does treasures instead of an aristocrats thing. I think this is very good. I think that decks will run this. An enchantment, a board wipe that stays on the battlefield and does something and can potentially be returned to your hand to recast. I think that there is a lot of potential there with that red mythic.
Yes.
Flowering of the White Trees, another enchantment that we really love. Man, my Dahada deck's gonna love this. There's so many Legendary Matters cards in this set. My Legendary Matters deck is just going, feed me, feed me. 2 white, legendary enchantment. Legendary creatures you control get +2/+1 and have ward 1. And non-legendary creatures you control still get a nice little +1/+1.
Yeah. So your legends are getting super stacked. I don't hate that ward 1 either. If you're going wide with legends, if you have a Legends Matters kind of thing going on, it's going to be a really difficult cost, especially if you're trying to cast spells and have mana up for spot removal. It just seems like a really good anthem. Just like gets better in time.
Yeah. Plus it counts as a historic card for cards that are for decks that need historic triggers, synergies, stuff like that. I love anytime we get like legendary enchantments or legendary lands, you know, because it's legendary artifacts, because we're getting more support in that direction. Jake, there and back again. Crazy saga here.
Yeah, 2 red and 3. Up to 1, the first phase of this, up to 1 target creature can't block for as long as you control. There and back again. The ring tempts you. Search your library for a mountain card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. And then the third phase, create Smog, a legendary 6/6 red dragon creature token with flying haste. And when this creature dies, create 14 treasure tokens. Absolutely busted there, that final chapter of this.
I've never seen a creature that I want to come into the battlefield, swing and deal some damage, and then immediately sacrifice more.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
I like that you're getting a basic land with this. I know you're already on 5 mana, but, you know, Red-Black's never going to turn down a free basic out of their library.
This pairs so well with, God, what's the black card? I can't remember the name of it. Oh my God, it's the one where you win the game. It has win the game.
Oh,
it has win the game on it. The treasure card that says win the game.
Phyrexian Dreadnought.
Yeah, that's it.
Revel in Riches.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Revel in Riches works really well with that.
And Miss Bubbles in chat made an excellent point that I forgot to highlight. It says search your library for a mountain card. I think I said they would never turn down a basic. They're never going to turn down a mountain card, because that's going to hit some important targets there. There and back again seems like a sweet red saga.
Look at everything you're getting for 5 red mana. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Delighted Halfling. In a world of mana dorks, how about a mana dork that is a Cavern of Souls? 1 green, 1/2. Taps to add a colorless you can use for anything, but you can also add a mana of any color. Spend it to cast a legendary spell, your commander, and that spell can't be countered. Suck it, Blue Mages.
Good. This card is stupidly good.
1 green.
It's stupidly good.
And they were like, nah, it's not powerful enough. Let's make it a 1/2.
Yeah.
Why not?
This could have been an 0/1 and I would have loved it.
But you're going to be able to block all the 1/1s with this, bro. Delighted Halfling, seems really, really cool. The only other thing I would have possibly asked for on this card is go ahead and make it a legend. So it synergizes with historic synergies and any legend synergies. But that's probably taking it a step too far, seeing how this is definitely a backdoor commander set.
Very good card. Next up, we got Elven Chorus, 1 green and 3 other for an enchantment. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may cast creature spells from the top of your library. Creatures you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color, because why the hell not?
Why
First
not?
2 things weren't busted enough. Let's just put that thing on there. This card is really, really good. You can just cast stuff from the top of your library. Combine this with stuff like scrying and anything like a top, and you can make sure that you're always casting stuff from the top of your library. Pretty good.
All your tokens that you made on turns 1, 2, and 3 just suddenly becoming mana dorks. It's
Because
kind of
why
crazy.
not?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Oracle of Moldiah, 4 mana. Elven Chorus, 4 mana. Enchantment, not a creature anymore.
Yeah.
I think that this is really strong. I think this one, I mean, is just automatically in any creature-based decks with green. If you're just trying to ramp,
It just seems like one of those generically good enchantments that just gets so much better with age. And so many of these cards, whether it's a creature or an enchantment that let you manipulate the top and look at the top, they are always popular cards. They always end up being popular, and that has like essentially a chromatic lantern built into it.
Forge anew, a white and 2 other for an enchantment. Says when it ETBs, so you can flicker this, return target equipment card from your graveyard to the battlefield. As long as it's your turn, you may activate equip abilities anytime you can cast an instant, so that means you can swing with your entire line of 1/1 tokens and decide who's going to grab the Black Blade Reforged at the last second, once you know who's blocked. And just because, why not? For a 3 mana enchantment. You may pay 0 rather than pay the equip cost of the first equip ability you activate during each of your turns. So
I'll use that for my Argentum armor.
yeah,
Thanks.
at instant speed, I'm going to attach Argentum armor to the, you said this one wasn't blocked? Okay, perfect. I'm attaching it to that one. For 0 at instant speed.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Because why not?
Not
the
bad.
first 2 things weren't good enough.
Not bad.
Ooh, baby.
We got some enchantments coming in hot in this set, I'll tell you that.
Now, this card we've seen for a little while, but it needs to be on the list. Last March of the Ents is 2 green and 6 for sorcery. This spell can't be countered. We like to see that text.
Especially for 8.
Draw cards.
Jesus, thank you.
Right? Draw cards equal to the greatest toughness among creatures you control. Then put any number of creature cards from your hand onto the battlefield. Ooh, pretty big deal. And
Yeah.
this is going to do really well in tree folk type decks where typically the toughness is a lot higher than the power. So like Doran, the siege tower. That
For
kind of
sure. For sure. I look at the card like this and I want to try and establish some floor, because the floor of this, I would imagine in a deck that's running this, is like a 4, right? You will draw 4 cards off of this, and then any number of creatures that are in your hand go straight onto the battlefield. That's what you're really paying the 8 for. The card draw is just like an extra thing, in my opinion.
I want to play this on like a Emrakul or like a Kozilek or some sort
Absolutely.
of big Eldrazi.
Of course. And I mean, I would think more often, like I said, I'm trying to establish a floor. Like, what would be worst case scenario in a deck that's running this? I would think typically, 5, 6, that's what you're going to hit. Then you're drawing 5 or 6 cards and you're slamming down any amount of creatures from your hand you want to, which you've probably like tutored up the exact one you want to slam down for free after you cast last March of the Ents, because you know you're going to get some free casts after it.
Bobby Z, thank you for that 25 months, bro. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, Bobby Z, a lot. Thank you. So yeah, last March of the Ents, big splashy sorcery. Thank the Ents that it can't be countered, cause sheesh.
Right.
Arwen, Mortal Queen, a white, a green, and 1 for a 2/2 elf noble. ETBs with an indestructible counter on it. So out the gate,
Deal.
you're getting a 2/2 indestructible for 3. Okay. Then
All right.
pay 1, remove an indestructible counter from Arwen, Another target creature gains indestructible until end of turn, and you put a +1/+1 counter and a lifelink counter on him, and you put a +1/+1 counter and a lifelink counter on Arwen. So, like, real quick, want to touch on the lore of Lord of the Rings. I know this from the movies. I'm somewhat of a Lord of the Rings expert myself. Arwen gives up her immortality.
So I just have to trust him.
Arwen gives up her immortality to be with Viggo Mortensen, because who wouldn't? Hubba hubba.
I would do that.
Gives
Did
up
you
her
see him in A History
immortality.
of Violence?
Did you see her as the kid of Aerosmith? I'm just saying, Arwen gives up her immortality and gives an indestructible counter to Strider, and that's what happened in the movies.
Yeah.
I think that this is a really fun card. I think that having this on the board,
I would proliferate the shit out of that indestructible counter.
All I want to do is proliferate.
Keep that going.
This is not a sentence that you can say in polite company, but all I want to do is proliferate Arwen. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, man. You want to proliferate the shit out of Arwen. That way you can make sure that you can keep all those counters growing.
Please just let me grow my counters and proliferate Arwen. Moving on.
Yes.
I think that this forces your opponents into some really weird decision lines, and I love cards that do that.
Yeah, I mean, this card, I'm just thinking of, someone playing this, they do a mana dork. I'm just thinking, say I'm playing, Modern or something.
Everybody
and
stand
they do
back.
a mana dork.
Jake's thinking.
Mana dork into a turn 2 Arwen.
Yeah.
And it comes in with that counter on it, and I just am already like,
you're like, God.
Okay, and I'm like, all right, I see where this is going. So yeah, I mean, it seems like a really pesky card, which is why it's on the list.
Yep, absolutely it is. Doors of Durin's a cool artifact. Legendary artifact. What I say? Love
Legendary artifact, baby. Green, red, 3 other. For whenever you attack, scry 2, then you may reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature card, put it out on the battlefield tapped and attacking. Until your next turn, it gains trample if you control a dwarf, and hexproof if you control an elf. I don't care if you control an elf or a dwarf.
You can control
this card is good by
however
itself.
many you want, or however least not many you want.
Elf or dwarf aside, it's good. it's just, if you can get a creature up there, you're cheating creatures out.
Yeah.
They're tapped and attacking. If they're big, again, Sensei's Divining Top. I know people make fun of me for cards like Crystal Ball. Anything that's letting you scry, anything that's letting you manipulate the top of your library, is going to make this card shine. And I think it's a nice, big, beefy enchantment or artifact. You know that I like these sticky permanents, artifacts and enchantments. I think the card's good.
Yep, I agree with you. I like it. Eowyn Fearless Knight. Man, this ETB. And she's got haste, so you can flicker her and still attack with her. You're in the colors to flicker. Oyo boyo. Eowyn ETBs exile target creature an opponent controls with greater power. Boom. Dunzo. And that's it. That's the rest of what it says about exiling that creature. That creature's gone. There are no caveats. There are no return clauses. That is where the card stops talking about
what if
the
I
creature.
just decide to flicker this card over and over and over again?
Exile
endlessly?
target creature an opponent controls with greater power.
Wait, what if I pair it with the Deadeye Navigator and I just flicker it over and over again?
I mean, I would hope that I was playing like a 1/1 token deck at that point. Because that's your only hope. And then, because why not? Legendary creatures you control gain protection from each of that creature's colors until end of turn. So, God help the mono green deck that Eowyn exiles Titan of Industry from, and suddenly the entire legendary creature attacking line has pro green, and you know what? We're swinging at you.
Is there something that you could have on the battlefield that makes your creatures have less power? That way, every time that it enters, it's exiling.
I don't think we care about that, man.
That's what we want.
This says 4 or greater, and I'm so down for that.
Yeah, no, because you can have all of like the damage spells. You could run like Sweltering Suns and all of the stuff that deals like 3 damage across the board to pick off the small things.
Well, you're not even worried. You always think in terms of removal. Think in terms of creatures. You're going to have an attacking line.
You're going to have exactly.
Right. And so you just remove all the bigger threats and they've got to make worse blocks. You just punch through. God, you black, red, blue mages and always going right to the board wipe. You're like, yeah, I mean, you board wipe will get the rest.
You just need a board wipe it. Need a board wipe it.
Tell us about friendly rivalry. Oh, I tossed this one on here. A green and a red at instant speed. It says target creature you control and up to one other target legendary creature you control each deal damage equal to their power to target creature you don't control. This is a card that a couple of cards exist that have this effect, but very frequently it is a fight. This is a one-sided fight, so to speak. And anytime these get pulled up, you know, cards like Ram Through, anytime these cards get printed, it's of note for the aggro decks because it's one more fight spell that you can replace with something a little bit better.
Yep, I think that this is a pretty good card. It's just you kind of like a little team up action.
Yeah, right.
Combine your forces, knock something out.
Exactly.
Probably not going to be a super expensive card, but definitely something to have on your radar.
This video is not about specs or anything. This video is just about cards that we think will be fun and playable.
Yep. Next up, we have Pippin, Guard of the Citadel. 1 blue and 1 white for a 2/2 legendary creature halfling soldier. Has Vigi and Ward 1, and then you can tap it. Another target creature you control gains protection from the card type of your choice until end of turn. Card type.
Dude.
So that's a pretty interesting effect.
And that's protection.
It has like a Mother of Runes kind of feel going on with it.
Right.
Pretty strong.
Look at that reminder text, chat. Blocked, targeted, dealt damage, enchanted, or equipped by anything of that type.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Really good flag bearer.
Thankfully, it doesn't say another or target creature, and it does say another.
Right. There is, chat, there's this old card. Jake and I always call different creatures flag bearers. There was this old card, 2 of them, I think.
Called Flag Bearer, I believe,
yeah,
right?
One was called Flag Bearer, and one was like Coalition Honor Guard or something like that.
Yes, Coalition Honor Guard, 100%.
And they had an ability on them that said this must, if a spell can target this thing, it must target this thing. I ran them in my commander decks back at when we started playing the format in 2013, 2012.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, there are cards that must be dealt with before, like you don't need that ability anymore to be a flag bearer in my mind, because this card, you're like, well, anything we do to the thing we want to kill, we're gonna have to go through this. And so to me, this is a flag bearer. This is the modern version of a flag bearer, and that's a really valuable card to play in your commander decks.
This with a lightning greaves on it is like the most frustrating thing that I could possibly imagine.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Just so hard. Everybody's got to work together. You're gonna have to get through 2. It's exactly like a Spellskite, Corey. That was sort of that like next version, because the flag bearer cards that we're talking about were in this set called Apocalypse, and then when Spellskite came around, it was that exact same kind of thing, just a new type of flag bearer where it's got to be targeted down. But yeah, Pippin, I think it's a cool card. I think it's going to really be a thorn in a lot of people's sides. We talked about this uncommon towards one of the earlier days of the review of the set, but wanted to get it on the commander list because I still think it's really got so much potential. Black blue 1 sorcery says search your library for a card that shares a color with a legendary creature you control, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. So for 3 mana at sorcery speed, you are getting any card, as long as you got your commander on the battlefield, you're getting any card that is in your commander's colors right into your hand. And yeah, you got to reveal it, but you're getting it right into your hand for 3 mana. And that's typically a 4 or 5 mana effect if we're not looking at cards like D-Tutor.
Right.
I think this one's got a lot of potential.
Yeah, and we need to go over the Ring Tempts You. Have we talked about that at all?
Doesn't look like anything to me.
Yeah. The Ring Tempts You is text that we need to figure out at some point. But yeah, a tutor spell, I do completely agree, because other than demonic, most tutors come in around like that 4 spot. You know, you do have other ones that come in cheaper and have certain effects, but yeah, this is a cheap tutor, so definitely something to keep on the brain there.
Yep.
Friendo says, doesn't look like anything to me.
Doesn't look like anything to me. And Uriel, Flame of the West, mythic equipment, bro.
Yeah, this one's good. 3 for equip creature gets +3/+1. Equip of 2, and whenever equip creature attacks, create 2 tapped 1/1 white spirit creature tokens with flying. If that creature is legendary, instead create 2 of those tokens that are tapped and attacking. So it is an equipment that has token generation built into it. It just seems so good. And on top of that, you're getting +3/+1 for an equip of 2.
Yeah,
just seems absolutely crazy.
I'm loving that 2 equip, man. The equip of 2 is really what's selling this one for me.
It's right on par with all of the swords.
Yes,
exact same.
This is one where I'll be taking a look at it for Dahada. Just these legendary artifacts that legendary matters for as well. Any of the Joda decks, any of the Dahada decks, any of the Legends Matters decks that have been popping up recently, or just a Boros, I mean, like Wylith, you know, that is all about suiting Wylith up.
Mm-hmm.
Why not be creating tokens? Is it small beans? Maybe. And that's really why I got to test it and see. Like, I would almost rather the tokens not come into play tapped and attacking. I would almost rather just get 2 1/1 flyers when I attack, and they're just on the battlefield. Done.
Yeah.
But that's from a commander perspective. Like, this feels like it was designed for a constructed format, potentially.
Oh, for sure. I think so as well. I love that it happens on the attack. I think that that's really good. And I do agree with you. You know, just don't put it on anything legendary, and then you don't have to worry about it. But no, it does seem strong. And then we have another equipment here.
Glamdring. Get that whole sword in there, Ian McKellen. Show it off, baby. Love this art. 2 mana equipment. Hell yeah. Equipped creature has first strike and gets +1/+0 for each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard. That sure looks familiar.
That looks pretty familiar, doesn't it?
Why don't we tack some more text onto that? Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, you can cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand with mana value less than or equal to that damage without paying its mana cost. You had me at Runechanter's Pike, baby.
I know, right? It's Runechanter's Pike with a ton of upside.
Why not?
The equip is a little bit steep, but if you're in like a spell slinger kind of thing and you're running, you know, like a flyer, put it on a flyer. When it gets through, you're casting something big. Seems like a really fun card.
Most I've seen Gandalf represented in this game looking like Ian McKellen on a card, I must say.
It does look good.
Think that artist had a few reference photos going there. Jake, this moment in the movies was when Boromir the movies again, I'm really gonna piss off some lore people. This moment in the movies is when Boromir was like, oh, I must turn to the bad side, I gotta turn back to the good side, and then sacrificed himself, right?
I believe so. I think so. I don't know.
This is this has been Lord of the Rings lore with Jake and Joel. Like and subscribe.
Yeah, I have no idea, dude. I don't know. You teed that up for me, and I was like, yeah,
I think
sure,
probably.
But we do have a good token generator here. Horn of Gondor 3. For whenever it enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. That's okay. But then for 3 and tap, create X 1/1 white human soldier creature tokens, where X is the number of humans you control.
Yeah.
So if you are playing humans, this can get out of hand very quickly. You got a coat of arms going on next to them, and then before you know it, you have a whole bunch of tokens. Put them in a doubling season, like a white-green kind of thing.
Right.
And this is just stupid, dude. It's stupid.
I mean, 3 to double the number of human creatures you have on the battlefield, right?
Yes.
That is what we're looking at here. So it's niche, but that niche definitely wants this deck. Definitely wants this deck.
Yeah, I think so. It's just, it seems like
in that deck.
Yep.
Horn
And
of
then
the
we have
Mark.
another horn. Yeah.
Everybody's a little horny today. 2 mana, legendary artifact. Whenever
didn't say it.
2 or more creatures you control attack a player, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card from among them and put it into your hand. Rest on the bottom in a random order. 2 or more creatures you control attack a player. You get to look at the top 5 and increase your creature count. If this was a 3 mana card, I would look at it and go, I don't know. But at 2, I'm like, I kind of am into this for the card advantage that it could provide decks that don't have access to a ton of that type of card advantage.
Yeah. Yeah, this seems pretty good.
And this is
the only thing that's negative about it is what you don't get has to go to the bottom.
Sure.
I know that that's going to be a negative for some people, but yeah, it just seems like just such supreme card advantage in an aggro shell.
I'm going to send 2 at you. I'm going to send 2 at you, and I'm going to send 2 at you. We get 3 triggers off of this, and we get to get 3 creatures into our hand from the top 15 of our library, 5 at a time. I mean, a token
just
deck,
go through your whole deck. Go through your whole deck. Just cherry pick and just keep going through the deck.
That's what I'm
Seems
saying.
good.
I just really feel like this has got potential in token attacking strategies, which aren't those everywhere nowadays. Oh my god, this freaking card, dude. I swear to God, Jake.
Strictly better.
I swear to God.
Strictly better.
I saw this card and I went into the Discord and said no one showed Jake the Mithril coat.
Mithril coat. Yeah.
Because he's
it's
never
just a better
gonna
dark steel. It's a better dark steel plate.
Tell us about it.
I love it though. I honestly love it. It's just 3 flash indestructible. When it ETBs, attach it to target legendary creature you control. Equip creature has indestructible, and then the equip is 3. But I think we like it more than dark steel plate. What's the equip on dark steel plate? I can't remember it right now. I believe it's a 2 to play, 3 to equip.
Dark steel plate is 3 to play, 2 to equip.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 3 to play, 2 to... Yeah, so this is just strictly better. You get around that equip cost, you're able to skate a removal spell pending it isn't an exile spell. But then, yeah, you flash this in, you protect your commander, and yeah, I love it. I love it. I like it a lot more than dark steel plate.
Chat is mad at you for dismissing dark steel plate so simply. How quickly you move on from a years-long relationship when you see something flashy and made of mithril.
I know.
You disgust us. Come on, chat. We're out of here.
Take that back right now, Jake. I'm sorry, John. Dark steel plate is still attractive, but I just like that this has flash. If dark steel plate had flash, I would like it. If dark steel plate equipped the moment that it came onto the battlefield at instant speed, I would love that about dark steel plate. And that's what they did with this card. They said, hey, do you guys like dark steel plate? It costs the same amount as it. What if we gave dark steel plate flash? And then when it enters the battlefield, it just equips for free. You could just equip it onto the legendary creature you control. And then they created Mithril Coat. So this is like dark steel plate's big brother, and dark steel plate is now the sidekick to this card. Which is hard to say. But
nobody puts dark steel plate in the corner. K-Spice says, and makes a very good point, that canonically mithril is strictly better than dark steel now. So you know, whatever happens to I guess it's for new Phyrexia at this point, and no longer Mirrodin at all. But
yes,
wherever the dark steel is, if you think you're packing, just wait until mithril plate flashes onto the battlefield at instant speed.
So how does Dragon Glass factor in then? If you have mithril, dark steel, and Dragon Glass, which one is the what's going to happen?
I don't even know what Dragon Glass is.
From a whole different world, whole different fandom, completely. I don't think it exists in Magic.
Then
it's
it
just
is the same as the ratio of leprechauns to unicorns.
Okay, good. Stone of Eric.
Bro, I don't know who Eric is, but he brought a good stone at uncommon.
Good. Yeah.
This first ability, y'all, I can't overstate how much this first ability can shut someone's deck off. It's just an off switch.
Oh, dude, it's
For one
such a pesky card.
mana.
And it has draw a card on it. So it's like the kind of thing where if you do need to play it just to like late game play it, exile something, whatever, and then just draw a card just to like almost like janky cycle it out of your hand to get something else. That's built
Right.
into it too.
Y'all, and I see the chat. Robert, you're right. Imagine playing Muldrotha. That would suck. Marin of Clan Neltot, that would suck. But you're thinking right here. Any creature that says when this thing dies, when something dies, all of that is turned off because it doesn't go to the graveyard. The die gets replaced by exiled.
On the stack says it's so good, but I hate it. Yeah.
Whenever
Yeah.
a creature you control dies, nope. Eric says nope. Uncommon,
And it's
by
just
the
for
way.
opponents. It doesn't hurt you. You get to live the
Exactly.
good life.
Leyline
You get to
of the
live the good
Void
life, bro. Yeah.
nearly
exactly.
killed her. Stone of Eric, 1 mana,
Yeah,
is not
generic rest in
symmetrical.
peace.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's very strong.
This just feels so strong and uncommon. It's unbelievable. I guess they
Lance
didn't
had
want
it
to.
right with the silence.
They didn't want to put something this unknowingly brutal because look, you glance at this and you're like, yeah, that's really mean, but you don't really fully think about it until you got a board full of dies triggers and you're going, does anybody have anything for the Stone of Eric?
Yeah, and it's like, no, I used my Vandal Blast earlier to get everybody's soul rings and stuff.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting the legendary uncommon Stone of Eric. This is a good card. You should think about running this one.
When I swing with my Sun Titan, I'll return Stone of Eric to the battlefield.
Oof, God, and it's not symmetrical. It's just for them. But
Yeah.
Minas Tirith, this one's a pretty good one.
These lands are good.
Yeah.
There's some really good lands in here. Minas Tirith, legendary land. When it ETBs, Minas Tirith enters the battlefield tapped unless you control a legendary creature. So plays right alongside your commander nicely. Taps for 1 white, and then it also has 1 white and 1 other. Tap to draw a card. Activate only if you attacked with 2 or more creatures this turn. So another really good card for aggro,
Yep.
or if you're just attacking. You know, this is a great card to play. You got to draw a card for 2. It's typically an ability that's much more expensive. So this seems like a card that a lot of people are going to want. Seems easy to avoid that drawback, seeing as it is a card to play alongside your commander. Sometimes it'll enter the battlefield tapped, but I don't think people will really mind that all that much.
And yo, this card is going to see play in formats that want more than 1. I'm not saying they're going to want 4 because it is a legendary land, but I mean, Elspeth is in, not Elspeth, but Thalia is in every aggro white deck up and down the formats. And so this is going to be a relevant card in those decks. It's like a repeatable white chart a course on a land.
Oh, Lance, you're absolutely right. It does cost 3. I'm sorry, I got to take that back. What I said, costing 2, because you do have to pay 2 and tap it to draw the
Correct.
card.
Yeah.
That was absolutely correct. My
But
bad.
in decks that need an effect like this, it's going to fit a perfect niche, and it's not going to be, all of that other is just going to be worked with. But drawing a card in an aggro deck, that's at a premium, and repeatably on a land that you've basically already used. Like, tell me how many times I've played an aggro deck and 2 of my lands are just like useless for the rest of the game after I'm past a certain threshold. This can just keep doing things. Those decks run Castle Ardenvale just to pay 4 and create a 1/1 token. And so paying 2 to draw a card if you got an attack off, I think it's good. This one's another one.
Yep.
Minds of Moria, same thing. Tapped unless you control a legendary creature. Taps for red. You pay 4 and it to exile 3 cards from your graveyard to create 2 treasure tokens. Just ramp your mana up. Cards that you don't need anymore, later.
Yeah. Get rid of the used fetch lands if you don't need them, whatever, any kind of fodder that's in there. keep the relevant stuff. That's also good when you're trying to like get your graveyard pruned to like if you do have cards that return anything at random or anything like that. But yeah, this is a card that just seems really good. Treasure synergistic stuff has been very good pretty much since its inception, and this is in the right colors for treasure. It's not like the bootlegger stash, which is in the wrong color. This is a strong card, and again, really good to have this on a land, and it's a repeatable effect. You don't have to exile this. As long as you have stuff in the yard, you can create treasure. Seems good.
Seems good.
Seems good.
As does Boromir, Warden of the Tower.
Yeah, 1 white, 2 other for a 3/3 legendary creature, human soldier. Vigilance. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast it, counter that spell. And then you could sacrifice Boromir, and creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn. And then there's some other text on there that it doesn't matter and doesn't exist.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anything to me. I like sacrificing Boromir at instant speed to give all of our other creatures indestructible on a 3-mana creature. And just for shits and gigs, as Tolkien called it in the books famously, whenever an opponent casts a spell, if it was free, you get to give them the middle finger. Which is another thing that Tolkien loved to do. So just up and down flavor win on this card.
Yeah, and it is a middle finger at all of the that free cycle that came out in the Ikoria Commander decks years ago. It's just like, yeah, well, we might not be reprinting those cards, but we will give you this card that hates them.
Sorry, I accidentally skipped over one there. Sorry about that, chat. Boromir. Yeah.
But it does have kind of like a selfless spirit kind of vibe. This is another thing that's easy to get back as well.
Right. Doesn't look anything like Sean Bean, so it's kind of annoying, but you know.
It's all right.
I don't think they've really nailed the movie character look with a lot of these cards, so what are you going to do? Lost Isle Calling. 1 blue, 1 other enchantment. Whenever you scry, you put a verse counter on Lost Isle Calling. So whenever your crystal ball gets to ballin', you get to put verse counters on this. And then 6 mana, exile it, draw a card for each verse counter on it. And if it had 7 or more verse counters on it, take an extra turn. Can't do that at instant speed, but who cares?
Yeah, it does say take an extra turn, which is why we included it on the list. And in decks where scrying matters, so think something like, what's that Sphinx called? Elegith? Something like that, where you're scrying a lot. This is going to be a card that is probably going to do well in there.
Elminster.
So, something to consider. Oh, it's Elminster. Thank you.
Well, that was the Planeswalker scrying commander from Baldur's Gate.
Gotcha. No, I'm thinking of something else.
Yeah, very niche. You're going to want to be scrying already, obviously, but I mean, there have been a couple of Scry Matters cards printed into this set. That's kind of a sub-theme, I think, for the Elven side of things. And so this fits really well into that, especially for just a 2-mana investment, just to build up over time. If you're already doing it, that's when you're going to want to run a card like this.
Yeah, the sorcery speed holds it back, but we'll see. We'll see where it goes. Next up, we have Storm of Saruman. For 2 blue and 4 other, we have an enchantment with Ward 3. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, copy it, except the copy isn't legendary. You may choose new targets for the copy. So just this big, beefy enchantment that protects itself a little bit with Ward 3 and makes it to where your second spell is getting copied. It seems very, very good.
Oh, yeah. I love this card. Play your like small mana cantrips in this deck, because you'll play that. Once you resolve this, you're playing that first, situate everything, and then like play your commander after that, and you get a token copy non-legendary of your commander on the battlefield. It's just like so brutal.
They didn't restrict it.
No.
They didn't make it to where it's like instant or sorcery. It just says second spell.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty nuts.
I've got a Flash themed deck built around that Esper dragon that can instant speed turn into a 1/1 legendary human, and it's all reskinned to be a Batman theme. I really want this
that's right.
in that deck
Yeah.
because it has a lot to do with flash speed and second spells and stuff like that. And so I got to think of a way to reskin Storm of Saruman into Batman lore. But I really want this card in my flash deck. I think it's a really, really fun deck. Really fun card.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks like it's a good card.
Rivendell is the blue legendary land from this cycle, and also the only one I couldn't find a high-res version of. Look at this potato of Rivendell here. I drew this for everybody. This is my work.
It looks good.
Yeah, thank you.
You look like an aspiring artist.
I try to look like an aspiring artist every day. Enters the battlefield tapped unless you control a legendary creature, same as the rest of the cycle. Taps to add blue. Pay 1 blue. Pay 1. Tap it and scry 2 if you control a legend. That's a pretty cheap, repeatable, nice little way of scrying over and over again so that you can trigger your new enchantment, Lost Isle Calling. Yay! And get verse counters.
When you think about it, think about a card, for example, Castle Vantress.
People play it.
Enters the battlefield tapped unless you control an island. It has tap, add blue, but it has for 2 blue, 2 other, and then tap, scry 2. Worse by 3. Or worse by 2 mana. Yeah, so this is a pretty big upgrade there, and it's restricted only by the legendary clause. I like both.
Yep, I think that decks that want an effect like that will probably enjoy running both. But that is our picks for our favorite commander cards in this set. Let us know what cards that we missed down in the comments, because this set has been pretty stacked for commander cards. So I'm sure that somebody was like, this card goes great in my X deck, and you needed to have said it on the stream. I'm unsubbing now, and my unsub counts for 5. Sorry.
Well, bro, and we're going to have to take a look at all the commander cards next week, because there's going to be commander cards that are spoiled that are in the commander decks that aren't even part of this set. So we're going to find some stuff that's going to be absolutely busted in there. That there's always a card in the commander decks that is a standout. Each deck has at least 1 or 2, but this is Lord of the Rings. Is there going to be something that maybe they didn't realize is so strong? We have like a whole bunch of, we could even talk next week about the best legends in the set as well. What are the best cards that could be commanders? We've talked mostly tonight about cards that would be really good in the 99, but there's still a lot more to discuss about Lord of the Rings. Lots of good cards, though.
Oh man, when you started talking about there's a whole nother set of the set that hasn't even setted yet, I was just like,
know that. You know it. Someone was talking about it earlier. They were like, did you see any of the leaks?
I know.
And no,
So,
I haven't seen any of the leaks.
bro, we're still trying to process the cards that are officially coming out.
Bobby Z says, did you all mention Soul Ring? It seems broken. Soul Ring was not on our list.
We're gonna do another video about how good that new card Soul Ring is. Don't you worry, pal. Don't you worry. We're gonna make sure we talk about Soul Ring.
We're gonna talk about the Soul Ring, baby. It just seems like a very strong set, but I know that there's going to be a lot of it opened. We talked earlier about all of these crazy bounties that are popping up for the card. I'm sure more bounties are going to come in the coming days. It's just the kind of thing where people are chasing this kind of thing. WotC has got to be loving it. They're loving it all the way to the bank. They're like, look at all the FOMO. People are just so excited to open the set. I won't be chasing the One Ring. That's just absurdity. Maybe I'll open a box of this stuff because, like we just went through, there's a ton of really good cards in the set. I'm not going to be the kind of person who sits there and I've seen other channels where they're like, it's a mega disaster. It's a failure. It's an absolute disgrace. Or some other channels that are like, you guys need to boycott this garbage. I don't think the set is bad. I think the set is very good. I think there's a lot of really good stuff in it. I think it's exciting to have these cards. So, you know, I like to say, you know, if a set's good, if a set sucks, I'll say it like it is. I think it has a good land cycle. We always talk about a good land cycle. Right. It has a good land cycle. It has some really good playable cards. It has a legendary crossover IP, which is going to bring other people over. So I think there's going to be a lot of desire for it. It is expensive. That's where I'm at. It is expensive.
Before I share some cool news with y'all, we're at 194 likes. Can we get to 206 of you? You haven't clicked like yet.
200. Let's do it.
Tick. You just got to go tick with your little finger. Look, Jake and I can share this on stream because the email says you may begin promoting your participation in the event. In doing so, you're required to follow your local laws regarding promotional disclosures. If you have questions about what this means, please review Wizards disclosure policy, which is posted in the events Discord server onto the documents and graphics.
Oh, sweet.
We have been invited to the Lord of the Rings early access event on MTG Arena.
Oh, this wasn't the news I was thinking about. Never mind.
Jake's care level's going.
Okay. All right, cool. No, that's great. That's great. That's great. We'll figure something out for that.
What do you think? I had a preview card or something for us that came out of nowhere?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was other news.
Yeah, don't say what. Yeah.
No.
So that will be next. It's the 15th and the 16th, 10 a.m. Pacific on the 15th. So next Thursday. So okay. Jake and I haven't really made a plan for it yet, chat, but we were invited. And so we might get on at some point. We'll figure it out. Potentially move the Wednesday stream to Thursday night so that we can just play that for the entire stream and take some deck suggestions from y'all and figure out what's wrong with my Westworld memory and learn that ring shit that nobody wants to teach me. Everybody's refusing to teach me what the ring is. I just want to know.
Someone had to have broken it down by now. Someone has to know.
No one will tell me how the ring works.
Bobby Z says, wait, is WotC reprinting Imperial Seal finally?
You know what's funny is...
I hope so.
I think Jake and I could go back to a cards that need to be reprinted video from like 2 years ago. And at this point, all of the cards on that list have probably been hit.
Bro, 100%.
Is there anything left besides Mana Crypt to reprint?
We made a video just a few months ago that was don't buy these cards before Commander Masters.
Yeah.
Ancient Tomb, Aboro, there's like a couple other cards that are on it that we said don't buy these before Commander Masters, and we weren't thinking about that they were going to appear as box toppers in Lord of the Rings.
No,
but that kind of falls into the same kind of like area, and I didn't go through and review that and look at the entire list. I think Doubling Season is on it, and there's some other good pickups. There might be other cards that just got reprinted as box toppers, but I just haven't had time to go scroll through and look and see what all was in there. But I do remember 100% Ancient Tomb, Mana Crypt, Aboro. We haven't seen a Mana Crypt reprint, but I think we've got to be on the precipice because Mana Crypt is up there around like 175 to 200.
And then is it enemy or allied fetches that are the next grouping?
We need the allied ones that were Onslaught and then Khans of Tarkir.
So like Mana Crypt and allied fetches, those are on the 12. Those are at 11:59 on the Doomsday Clock.
Yeah, I definitely think that if you are sitting on allied fetches that you're not using, those are probably worth unloading for now and then getting again later. If you just look at what happened to the enemy fetches after Modern Horizons 2, after getting the full variant shakedown, kind of like what ends up happening.
Yep. So yeah, chat, we'll be doing something with the early access event next week. We definitely want to, I mean, me and Jake like to sit and do drafts, and that's like not on theme with our channel at all, and so there's not a lot of interest in it. But I feel like the early access event is a really good excuse to be like, Jake and I are going to sit there and draft all day together.
Well, a lot of people actually enjoy when we do draft because we argue and we talk through it and we have, a fun time building where sometimes we're not on the same page, but sometimes we are.
My favorite part's the arguing.
But it's mostly a good time. Yeah, the arguing is easily the best. The arguing is the best part. Yeah.
That's my favorite part of really everything.
Yeah. I
My
just want a
life.
supercut of all my salt.
Girlfriend Simulator, Steam games.
Because I will put all of my mill cards in my deck, and the next time I see you, I'm gonna mill your deck out. You just wait. It'll only be board wipe and spot removal and mill, and that will be your life.
That'll show you. I won't be able to tap any of my mana rocks because the collector roof will be shutting my entire strategy down. But you
Keto,
better
I
watch
do
out.
hate the shuffler.
My mesmeric orb is gonna smash your commander library.
I'm gonna bring all of my mill cards.
I've got the power of God and anime on my side.
I'm gonna mill all of your cards, and you won't have a library. Don't you understand? You will die because your brain will run out of things to do. So don't test me.
No one would.
For real.
You wouldn't know
Okay.
how to spell half the words anyway.
That's right.
In a test, get it?
Anti-academic.
If I tested you,
Oh, I see. Yeah, because it. Yeah, I
like
see.
a driver's test. Do you think put in a situation right now where you have to go and take a driving test at the DMV? Do you think you'd be able to pass that flying colors 100% marks?
No.
No.
There's
What
going to be something weird on there where it's like, if you go down a one-way road and you see a road with this sign and it's got the two bubbles next to it.
There's a man
What would
stabbing
you- what
another
would-
person on the
What
left.
do you do? Are
There's
you
a-
supposed to go right or check in with your supervisor? And I would be like, I have no idea. I just have no idea. I don't know. I'd be like, I'm just gonna go down the one-way road and not even go down that road.
You find yourself accidentally driving through a park and you crash into someone's quinceañera.
yeah. Then I'd be like, I'm gonna turn myself in. I don't know what happened. I'm not on drugs.
We didn't ask,
I'm
sir.
not on
He just keeps
drugs.
yelling he's not on drugs.
I promise you.
I swear I'm not on drugs. I promise you.
This is the premium MTG talk I watch for, says Mistaken Mexican.
Yes.
My friend failed on her driver's test because she started the car and then put her seatbelt on. Oh no. Yeah. See, I fail that. I would fail that most of the time. I feel like I boot the car up. I'm doing the seatbelt at the same time. It's like strap in and move. Also, the Adam Driver movie about dinosaurs, I don't recommend it. So don't. It's not worth it.
You saw that? Oh man, I saw it in the trailer. I was like, I don't think so.
Yeah, I know what they're doing. I think they know Adam Driver and they're trying to make money on that movie so they can do a project they care about. That's like the vibe that I got from it. But dinosaurs are cool. I think like little kids would like it.
Got it. I see.
Yeah. It's a
That
movie.
makes
It's a
sense.
movie for like 8 or 9 year olds, I guess.
You get out of the car and now you've been invited to the quinceañera. No damage was caused.
I'd be like, what are we having for lunch or dinner, depending on when the event is taking place?
You see a turtle laying on its back, Corey. That's funny, man. All right, I'm going to pull up this random.org. Patrons, if you're around, we're going to do the Patreon
okay.
giveaway.
Yeah, let's do this. We'll get the Patreon going.
Bum, ba, da, bum, 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 ba, da, bum.
Little Patreon giveaway action. Thank you all so much for hanging out tonight. Joel, how has your stream been going over on your other channel?
Good,
What do you
man.
got going on?
We've been having
Good?
a good time. We played some
Nice.
Diablo last night. We
Okay. Are you doing any shooting games in the future? I'm always down to play with you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. As things get more settled in with everything, I want to get some more nights going, so Diablo is
Nice.
going to be kind of the fallback. If you end up getting that on Xbox, you can join in. Had a lot of people in chat last night wanting to play, and I was like, I'm just playing solo tonight to kind of get my feet back under me. I haven't played Diablo in years,
Sure.
more than a decade, but it was really fun.
That's cool.
Left
I
me wanting to keep
just
dungeon
wasn't expecting
crawling.
it to be on Xbox, so that seems like that could be fun.
Oh yeah. Chat, as you can see here, we are on the wrong screen. We're showing you AON again, huh? Let's turn the shooting assets off. There's us infinitely. Random.org. You should be able to see your name here. I'm going to scroll down through this whole list. Jake, as I'm scrolling, would you do me a favor and roll a D6?
I will roll you a D6. I will do you one better. I will roll you a D12.
What else you got?
Are you ready? We're rolling it.
I'm ready. Chat, if you are a patron, thank you so much. You are directly contributing to mine and Jake's dream of doing this full time. If you are not a patron yet, but you've been considering it, why don't you go over there and check it out? See if it's a good fit for you. Click around, see if there's a level you want to support at. Lowest one is going to get you a ton of perks. There's a ton of perks, and then there's just like some more premium stuff trickled on at the top. But I'm telling you, Commander League, Foil Quest access whenever we get that going again. All these giveaways, we give two $40 TCG player gift cards back to the community every month. Jake, who's it going to be this month?
But mostly, you're just helping us create videos, and you appreciate the work that we do, and we appreciate you being here and spending your time with us. And so it means a lot to our patrons. We try to give back what we can. We're rolling an 8. We're randomizing 8 times.
8 times? God, I'll be here for the rest of tonight. We're going to go top and bottom when we get to the bottom of all of these freaking rolls I've got to do. See, one of the bits, chat, that I do every single time is even if it's 2 rolls, I complain the entire time that we have to roll so many times. I asked for a D6 and Jake's like, I've got a D27.
All right, this is it, right? We've randomized 7 times.
Josh Stein and Zach Boxley. Zach Boxley and Josh Stein. I'm going to be reaching out to you. You do not have to do anything. If you want to get ahead of me and be like, give me the gift card, you can DM me on Discord and say, hey, this is my email, confirming my email. Josh Stein and Zach Boxley, congratulations very much. If you send me a message confirming your email, we'll get this out immediately. If not, I'll reach out to you tomorrow. Thank you to all the patrons who support us. Congratulations to our winners for this month.
Yes, and the Commander League, really, Joel touched on it briefly, but that's a great time where you can come play Commander over Spell Table with other people in the community. People are always picking up games, and Bobby Z, shout out to the league commissioner, is always, keeping that organized and does a lot of work.
Brody, they've been pulling more than their fair share of weight as well. Everybody's been really kicking ass. We've had an awesome season so far.
Yeah, and so right now we're doing Two-Headed Giant, and then we've got some more different formats that come up each month, different building parameters. It's all proxy friendly, so you don't feel like you have to constantly be forking over cash in order to build your decks. As long as you have a nice printer or something and you're able to just like cut out pieces of paper to put over your cards, that works really well. So yeah, if that sounds like something you're interested in, yeah, consider going over to the Patreon. But if you like the videos that we produce here, that's another reason to go over to Patreon too. But yeah, this has been a fun stream. Jeez, Lord of the Rings looks absolutely crazy, dude. It looks absolutely just stacked.
Yeah, it does. Think of it this way, chat. If you come see that piece of paper on top of this card, let's see how from there it just looks like a magic card, and then when you put it in the sleeve, it's like, wow, I paid $7 at Office Depot to print this out via their print service. Where you just email them the PDF and go up there and click print on a printer and put your credit card in.
Yeah. Oh, that's not bad. So you only paid $7 for your whole deck.
Every time I proxy, I build my deck on Moxfield. I take it to MTG Print, which is a card trader website, I think. Put it in there, select which version of each card I want, spits it out as a PDF. I email that PDF to Office Depot. They have a service. They have just a general email. You email it to that, and then you go to their printers and you go bing, bong, bink, and you pull up your PDF that you emailed to it, and you print it out. And every time 100 card deck, I'm not doing basics, so less than 100, but doing all the non-basics, less than $8. And it's high quality printing, and I don't have to buy ink.
Nice. Castle says, if a Canuck won a giveaway, do you ship to Canada? No, but you would get the money sent to you instead.
Yeah, we do value of the prize instead.
Yep.
Think of it this way, chat. If you haven't joined the Commander League, you might be part of a classic Jake Salt moment. If you get paired against us and you play a card that shuts down both of our decks,
You could very well be there for a Jake Salt moment.
And there's
which
something
I'm very
to be
aware
said for
of.
that.
Yeah, there's something to be said about that. Thank you for bringing it up.
Classic channel moments. Classic channel moments on a classic channel.
Yeah,
All
this
right,
has been a fun. This has been a fun one. Thank you all so much for hanging out tonight. Go and subscribe to Joel Bozo, and then also we're gonna have some other fun news coming out in the next couple weeks or so. So just stay tuned for that. And there's the link. There's the link if you want to come get a little bit more Joel going on in your life.
Just a
Click
wee
on that
bit
one.
more, right?
Just a little bit more.
Just a little
little bit more.
A little more trickle of Joel in your life.
Little non-MTG Joel. That's the
right.
link. That's a
right.
good way to say it. A little non-MTG Joel going on.
Chat, thanks
Delicious,
everybody.
thank you for hanging out. Corey G,
Patrons,
Bobby Z,
patrons, thank you all again.
Castle, Quantum, RJT.
If you see any of these stream cuts pop up on YouTube, go and be like, comment, I was there live, and that makes me better than every one of you.
GLJ. We got Max C. Kraken Jank was hanging out. Jason Plays Games 2. Jesse James. Goku. Goku was here.
Goku was here?
Goku was in the chat, dude.
What? That was very lame.
Mistaken Mexican Black Elf. I remember that one. That damn oof. Yeah. John
Kim's
Reed.
there. 2012 Castle. We've had one Joel stream, yes. What about a second Joel stream? What about Joelsies? I think we're doing a Lord of the Rings meals joke. I'm not 100% sure if I was on the same mindset with,
I think that's what's going on.
but I was trying a Lord of the Rings meals joke.
Yeah, I like that.
I think. Oh, Griff was here. All right,
For a
good night.
second, I thought Annie was here, and then I remembered she's not here.
All right, everybody. I'm tired as hell. I gotta go to bed.
All right, folks.
Good night.
We'll catch you later. Have a good one.
Night. Good night, Hafiz. Good night, Isaiah. Good night, Leprous. Good night, Kim. The financial advice is over, but $400 seems like a lot.
Good night, warehouse.
Especially when you can buy them at $375.
Kim, what did you do, Kim?
We said at the beginning of the stream you
come
should
on,
buy
Kim.
these at $375 right now, but that's
They're like
still
$350 on
really
eBay.
expensive.
Oh, plus tax. I don't know. 50. I'm 50-50 on it.
Your stream will stop immediately and you will no longer be
Oh,
live.
Cali tax. Oh yeah. Well, California. That makes more sense.
It says if I click this, your stream will stop immediately and you will no longer be live.
Be careful.